Good evening again, America. We're on for our second show. I'm Jay Works, and this Street Savvy, the podcast. And let's get with it. We got a great topic for you on this second show tonight. And the topic is a family topic. It's a man and a woman topic of relationships. Why should I or anyone else accept our spouse not accepting their wrongs in a relationship or the marriage? Should we stay around and keep getting the abuse we getting or leave? I'm gonna propose that on you. That's the topic. But before we get into the topic, let's get into some stories. There's a headline to me. Okay, folks, you guys remember the singer Jaheim with his timely great hits, with that beautiful voice he got. Well, it's been a Jaheim exciting. The brother is looking like he done age well off into his 70s. He's looking allegedly. He has a following of 2.2K on his Instagram's account. Or, and it's a quote on one. It says, after you put in that woman's first, this is how you looking now. So one of his greatest hits was a woman's first. But the brother's looking real bad. He's got a receiving headline that's a third of the way down with some dreads, and his ball in the headline. And he has a full beard that's raspy with colors in it. And allegedly, this is how he wants to perceive himself. And listen, I'm with that. If the brother wants to look like he done aged and he done found himself, fine with me. But Jaheim, keep putting that soulful voice you have out here to us, and I'm sure you still got your great fans following. Okay, in other news, Letitia James. Let me go on and give her some shout outs and some time on this platform. Letitia James. She's got what she set out to do in 2018 when she first got elected to the New York Attorney General's office. She set out to get Donald Trump. She said he's going to pay. Allegedly, he's going to pay. And Lord, has he done paid. Wow. The findings came out, and it was against Donald J. Trump. And when I tell you the findings came out, they won. Well, she won. The courts won. New York State won against Donald Trump. $366 million fines and fees. And it has penalties on top of that if he don't pay daily. So, yeah, you don't man to pay, Letitia James, and more power to you. And if some of you girls, not just the Trump case, because she went after a sitting governor and found that he did a lot of wrongs during the pandemic, and fondling women allegedly, and allegedly writing falsified documents on some of the deaths in the healthcare field, which is some of the facilities, the nursing homes, was wrong, and he was reporting wrong things out of his office, and a lot of things went on. But she found him guilty, found that he's liable for a lot of things that wasn't right or wrong, and so she went after him too as well. But for you young ladies who wants to be a DA or a lawyer in your time to come and you studying, hey, here's a role model for you, Letitia James. Thanks for your service, ma'am. Okay, in other news, Beyonce went #1 on the country Billboard charts. Came out #1. A lot of those folks hating on her. A lot of those country folks don't like that. And you had American Star from back in the day, from Dukes of Hazzard, one of the boys, Bo, who has been recent sighting in some of Tyler Perry stories over there in BET. He says they need to bark up their own tree. They're always trying to do something that other people's doing. Allegedly, they need to find their own. So I guess he's saying Beyonce or black folks should not be in country. But let me tell you something. Black folks invented country music, sir. So Beyonce, keep winning. Keep knocking them over. And you folks need country lessons on who invented country music, Google it. Ask your grandfather, your grandmother, whoever. God bless. God bless. People always not minding their business. Not minding their business. Not minding their business. And yes, in other news, in upstate New York here, truckers are furious of the news Donald Trump has lost in the lawsuit against New York State, or New York State will won against him. They are boycotting coming up here in New York State, in New York, period, to deliver any goods, anything of that nature. Doing the truckers. It's been several truckers, 10 or 20 truckers saying they're not delivering anything. They pro-Trump, and they're going to teach New York a lesson. Allegedly. Look it up, folks. Find out. Should be more in the news. We will be reporting soon. And other news, too, as well, standing on the Donald Trump trail. Allegedly, Donald Trump lawyers don't want to work unless Trump pays first. Wow. Allegedly, Donald Trump legal fees cost $5 million, $80 million, $50 million, $1.4 million, up to $100 million in civil fraud investigations and anything else. And allegedly, he hasn't paid a lot of his lawyers. So they're not going to work no more for you, Trump. Literally. And it all totals of what Trump has been sued and been thought of to paid by a Supreme Court judge, a court judge, New York court judge in Manhattan. He's up to $600 million lost in the lawsuit. And you got some lawyers that saying allegedly Trump don't have that money. He might got an asset, but he don't got that money laying around. Billionaire Trump, allegedly. Okay, folks, that was the news around New York State and the world today. Here goes our topic. Folks, topic of the day: why should any one of us have to deal with our spouse not accepting their rights or wrongs in the right situation or the wrongs? Why should we accept them not accepting their wrongs in the relationship or the marriage? Should we stay or walk away from the toxic environment they're leading us down the road? Okay, I'm gonna definitely hit on this. Let's get started. Let's go, folks. Talk to me. For starters, folks, I think everybody's relationship is different on any untimely matter. But at the same time, we go through a lot of the same thing of arguing and bickering with the spouse because things is not equal in the house, or it's some mental situations in the house, as well as one is stronger than the other by having the opportunities, things to say or do, or looking good, or just smiling. Folks sometimes get a tense of you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that because you're married to them or your relationship. I think that's wrong. If I can do it, you can do it. You should be able to do anything you want to do to look good, to feel good, to talk good or talk bad or whatever. That's your business. But what you shouldn't do, just my opinion, you shouldn't blame someone and you can't accept your blame for your wrongs. It should be agreement down the line. Hey, listen, I'm wrong. Today I'm wrong. What I said to you, I'm sorry, and I shouldn't have said that. What I did to you outside, that's not me. I need to get better. You need to acknowledge you're doing that to that person, that spouse, that girlfriend, or boyfriend, or husband, or wife. Or acknowledge it's something with them you just don't like. And you keep falling into that trap of you take me off. You set me off. You triggered me. I don't think it's a trigger. It's just something that about you don't like about them. And some therapists say it's a trigger. Some folks I've heard someone say, you trigger me. Well, a lot of the triggering, I think, it comes from self-absorbing from a lot of years of hearing things about that person that has been shunted to them, has been beaten and battered to them. So you come around being nice, or with a little bit of your salt, which good or bad, you get all of that taken out from what they went through in the past. I think that's a lot of that comes out. and you be on the other end of that, I'm gonna get you. You ain't gonna do me like they did. And that's what I think that's happening. It happens in your house, definitely happens in my house. Up to this day, I am debating, am I worth being around my wife on a lot of situations. I don't know if I'm good or bad for it today. Some days I don't know if I'm the right one for anybody because of things that me and her goes through on a daily basis. If it's not arguments, if it's not communicating on the same levels, and I know we could, I know we definitely should because we have children together. We have built this relationship, but is it built on the right things? Is I'm the right one for my wife? Is she the right woman for me? I would never know. And is it things to show that it's some discrepancies in the marriage? Yes. Have I been absolutely majority sometimes wrong? Yes. Yes, indeed. I have not been the best husband ever. A lot of things I have tried and have worked on myself, as well as things I need to do for her and these children. Definitely provide for my children. That's not a fact. That's something I got to do. That's something I wake up breathing and willing to do. Something I take on to do because they are mine. They came from me. They came from my sack. Trust indeed. But when it comes down to things that she says, hey, we don't take trips. We don't do too much together. You're always working. If you don't want to go on boat trip, I don't do the water. I don't get out there. She don't fly. I fly. You know, I always worry about the kids because the society with it in. I don't trust my kids here, and then they're old enough to be here. There's certain levels that we don't agree on about when it's about taking trips. So do I think we should part our ways on that? No. Is that the way to? Yes, some folks do. Am I tired of the bickering and arguing? Hell yeah. I don't like arguing with nobody. And I'm a great debater. I just don't think I don't need to be arguing about no shit that don't concern none of us. And if it do, we need to resolve it before we get into bed at night. I think we need to resolve the issues before we get into bed, or no issues at all. I think we all can do better. In any relationship you in, especially mine, I know I can do better with my wife. I know she can do much better with me. But it starts from each other knowing what's your wrongs and what's your faults. If you can't admit your wrongs in a relationship or a marriage, you are no better than the other. You are not part of the problem. You're part of the solution. Or vice versa. You're part of the problem. You're not a part of the solution. So you have to unwind and look at yourself. We all should be able to do that in any situation. If you can't do that, there's something wrong with you. And I advise, take a step back and look in the mirror. Because I don't know where I'm at today. Well, I know I'm at today, but I don't know I'm going to be tomorrow with my marriage or relationship with my wife. And I solely say that and I put that on my shoulder. She knows things she has to do and she wants for herself. And I believe in all faith, and God's my witness. I believe if my wife needs to be happy, I'd rather for her to be happy with or without me. Because no one deserved to be miserable. No one deserved to be unhappy or in a relationship that they ain't having things go their way majority of the time or any time. Or they can't speak when they need to be spoken to. Or it's just everything is not approachable. It's not approachable. I think in a marriage today, in this day and age, when our democracy and our freedom is being challenged every day, as far as what's going on with the United States government, and with all of this stuff going on around us, we need to be tighter than other days and tighter than other times. And right now, it just don't happen for American couples. And I know the government has preached for years, woman gets more money or gets benefits from them if the man is not in the house. That's bullshit. It should be preached. It should be preached. You should be together. Survival is with a man and a wife, a girl and a boy, family and family together. Us both in the same house, get along or not, you make it work. But on the second hand, you don't get battered and abused. You don't need to. Walk away. Walk away. And let that be your last result. Last result to walking away and leaving your family or leaving your wife or your husband is try to resolve it. Any means necessary. Do it either with God, put it in God's hands, or do it in the bigger person's hands. Folks, there's my take. on a spouse who can't accept their wrongs or their rights at the right situation, or in what you should do. Please, folks, if you ain't got that in front of you, you're good. If you do, look yourself in the mirror, take your own advice. God bless you.